Hi guys, Juice here. I am here with a new video today. It's apparently been about like 2 months since I uploaded my last video, and I'm sorry about that. Things have been quite busy since mid-February whenever I filmed the last video. I think it was mid-February. But I am here today to talk to you about the 10 top 10 books on my TBR that I'm excited for. So I have 10 books here. I'm going to go through them and just chat about each one. A lot of these, I think, 7 of these are sequels, so they're going to be kind of hard to talk about. But let's just jump into my list. The first book I have is one that I haven't shown off in a video yet, because I'm so behind on my book hauls and wrap-ups and like TBRs and all that. So the first book I have to show you is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. This is a sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I actually just read in the month of April, and I really enjoyed that. Our Curse So Dark and Lonely is about a main character named Harper and Gray, and Harper lives in Washington, D.C., and she's just like an average, normal girl, and then she gets kidnapped by this guy named Gray, and she goes into the like Wonderland-esque type of world, and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so I love that. I think this is also some sort of retelling, but I can't remember what retelling it was. I have to do a bit more research on like what retelling it is. But this is the second book in the Curse series, I think. I don't know what the series name is called, but The Curse So Dark and Lonely came out last year, and then this one just came out in January, and I just now bought it. It's so pretty. I love this cover so much. And this one I'm planning on reading very soon. I was going to read this in May, because I just read this first book in April, but we're actually pushing the buddy read up to June, because I guess there's one person who's busy in May for our group chat, so we're buddy reading this in June, which is my birthday month, so I'm pretty excited to be buddy reading something I love in June. The next book I have is also another sequel, and that is Arusha and the Tree of Wishes by Roshani Chakshay. This is the third novel in the Pandavar series. This is a middle grade series, part of the Rick Riordan Presents imprint that he has. I love Roshani Chakshay's writing. I read The Gilded Wolves and I really enjoyed that. And then I read the first 2 books in the series, obviously, and I love them. This one I haven't read yet, obviously. That's why I'm putting this in this video. But this follows our main protagonist named Arusha, and again, she's just your average girl. She's 11 in the first book, I think, and then in the second she's 12, and I think she's 13 in this one. If you love, like, Rick Riordan's work, like the Greek mythology stuff, you would definitely love this series. This is told from first-person point of view as well, just like how Percy Jackson was. And it's almost exactly like Percy Jackson, but completely different on its own, and its own voices as well, so there's some good rep for this. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm hoping to read this in May, because I won't be able to read it this week, because this week I'm already reading like 3 or 4 books. But this one is definitely on my May TBR for next month, so spoiler alert for a sneak peek at my May TBR. The next book I got is a beautiful edition that I got from Owlcrate, and that is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is Marie Lu's newest novel that came out in March. In the Owlcrate exclusive edition, you get the foil edges, which is super cool. It's kind of silver, so it's like light gray as well. And also with the Owlcrate books, you get a letter from the author, and it's always most likely signed by the author as well, so that's pretty cool. I was pretty excited for this one when I first heard about it last year, so it was already on my radar, but like now that I have this edition of it from Owl Crate, I'm like really excited to read it. This one came out in March, so I haven't made like my March book haul at yet. So this one follows is like a Mozart retelling, I think. It follows Mozart and his sister actually, and it's just them trying to figure themselves out through like a journey or whatnot. Again, for like most of my books, I usually go into them very, very blind and not knowing a lot about it. But this one is like one of the shorter ones on my stack here, because you'll see in a few minutes there's a lot of big books at the end of this list. So this would be like a nice break from all these big fantasy novels. The next book I have is The Trials of Apollo, Book 4, The Triton's Tomb. This is the 4th installment in the Apollo series that Rick Riordan is writing. The 5th and final installment of this is coming out in May, and I really want to pick this one up, or not in May. The 5th and final book is coming out in September, and I really want to pick up this one in May, just so I can have like a little break in between. This one I'm definitely planning on listening to the audiobook of this one, because I'm on hold for it on my Overdrive. I'm like number 2 on 1 copy, I think. So hopefully I'll get the audiobook soon. Again, this is another sequel, so it's kind of hard to talk about, but I love the first 3 novels in this series, and I'm scared to see what Rick Riordan has in store for this one, because his 3rd and 4th books in the series are usually something bad happening. So the next book is actually another new book that I bought, and that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. This is the first book that I'm going to be reading by Jay Kristoff. I read his Illuminae series, and I'm currently reading the Aurora Rising series. I love the Illuminae series. I'm loving Aurora Rising, so I'm hoping I will love this one. I was going to read this in April, but since I bought it halfway through the month and couldn't read it in time for a book club that it was part of, I decided to put this on my May TBR because I feel like I would really, really love this. So, first book in an adult fantasy series, and I just hear a lot of hype around this one. And this series actually just got completed last year, so it's a trilogy. So book 3 came out last year in September, I think. So, pretty stoked to read this one. Now, the next book has been on my TBR for quite some time now, and that is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 7th and final book in the Throne of Glass series, so I can't really talk much about this one either. But this guy is 1,000 pages long, and I started this in February of this year for Tome Topple, and I got like 200 pages into it, so you can see I still have my bookmark in here. So I listened to like 200 pages of this, and then I just put it down for some reason, so I might pick this back up whenever I have the time to. So hopefully I can complete this series this year. It's definitely on the top of my like series I want to complete list that I have going on. The next book is also another sequel, and that is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is a sequel to Skyward. I loved Skyward. I read that last year during the summertime and really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to read this one. I do have the audiobook of this as well, and this is a sci-fi set in space type of novel, so pretty stoked with that. And the next book is one of my most anticipated reads of 2020 so far, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Last Hour series. This is also a collector's first edition, if you can see that. So this has some fan art in here, and it also has a short story in the back of this book. I haven't read Chain of Gold yet, obviously, that's why it's on this list, but I'm planning on buddy reading this sometime soon with my friend Taylor. So Taylor, if you're watching this, hi, hey, text me. But I'm pretty excited to buddy read this because I feel like we read almost every single one of Cassandra Clare books together. So, and then the last 2 books I have here are my library books. And I just recently read the second book in the series, and that is Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray and The King of Crows by Libba Bray. King of Crows just came out this year in February, and I'm shocked my library have it right now, so I love these covers together. This is the 3rd, and this is the 4th book in the Diviner series. The Diviners is set in New York City in 1920s, So I really enjoyed the first two books. I gave the first one 5 stars, and I gave the second one 4 stars. And I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be buddy reading these last 2 books with my friend Mandy and Heather. And we're starting this one very soon, so I'm pretty excited to jump onto this one. So if any of these books are going to be read first, it's probably going to be these 2, because I've already started Kingdom of Ash before, but like I'm probably gonna restart Kingdom of Ash. But like if I'm gonna read any of these off of this list, it would probably be these 2. So again, these are both sequels, so it's really hard to talk about them. But if you want to know more about these, I'll probably like leave them in the description bar below. But yeah, that's the end of my 10 books I would like to read in 2020 list. This is kind of a long video already, so I'm hoping I can post this still. Anyways, if you read any of these books, let me know which one you read, which one are you excited for, which one of these should I start next, because I have a pretty good feeling it's going to be before the double break seal. But there you have it, guys. Those are the 10 books I'm excited about, the 10 books on my TBR that I'm excited about, and thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.